because otherwise the human form couldn't enter the ocean. Okay, so likewise I'm sure you will get many such Matsya, Varaha, Simha can be taken for instance. Yeah. Cattle rearing again is a very important part of rural life, and animals also have a prominent role in education of informal education of children, because any folk place you take Panchatantra. In Panchatantra, each and every bird, tortoise, everything is named, given a very meaningful name. Now, I think tortoise is named as Kambugriva. Kambugriva is something, the neck is seen outside, so turtle, it's a tortoise. So Kambugriva is given. Damanaka, Hiranyaka. So these kind of names are given for they talk in human language, and through those stories, lot of moral ethics is conveyed to the kids. So that's a very interesting part of the culture. The famous Govina Hadu is an example where each and every the Golla, the cow herd, who has a very close emotional relationship with all the cows, and he calls each cow by its name. Actually, in psychiatry, in child guidance clinic, as postgraduates, when we start our postings, the first thing they tell us is, you can't call child as it. Don't say it goes to school. You always should address the child as he or she. You say she goes to school or he goes to school. Never say, because in Kannada, in many regional languages, what happens is the child is given a child status. And we never say, avunu hogtane, avunu hogtane. It's a small child, I'm saying infant, let's say, or 1-year-old child, 2-year-old kid. We say adu, magu barate, magu hogate, we say. But according to psychiatry concepts, it's wrong to say. And likewise, the pet owners are known to be hurt if we call the dog as it. You can't say the dog barks, it barks. I'm not supposed to say it. You should say he barks or she barks. So, likewise in Govina Hadu, you can see each and every cow has a very close connection, emotional connection with the cow herd. Thus, Indian culture holds animals as an inseparable part of human existence. Animals in history, of course, I've already said this, again, inscriptions. There are inscriptions for dogs. Atapur Shasana is one such inscription, which was erected in the name of a dog, which saved his master. Who saved his master, rather, I should not say. So, all our kings and queens have their favorite horses, favorite dogs, favorite cows, favorite elephants. So, in today's world, now it has got a dramatic change in today's modern world. We have moved from keeping animals as part of household work, okay, to owning a pet as a member of the family. Now, rearing animals was part of the agricultural tradition for our ancestors. But for us today, it has slowly turned into a prestige. Now, that actually can be quite negative to the human-animal interaction, because the quality of human-animal interaction was probably better when it was said that the animal is being kept as a part of the work, part of the household income, part of the household agricultural work. Whereas now we are talking about human-animal interactions, anthropomorphism, all these big words, but when parents actually keep a pet for their child, it probably is part of the prestige and not really the shallowness of the emotional connection becomes a question. There, though it was for work, it was not called as pet, the emotional connection was much more deeper. And that I think should be one of the important findings in our project, because Dr. Jayashree and her team are studying all kinds of, whether household pets, farmers owning cows. So she's studying in different cohorts, and I think I can predict that there will be a lot of meaningful findings through the project. Next. Yeah. Next. Next. So here are some studies where amongst women, the reported companionship and support provided by a cat was greater among childless women than among women who are pregnant or already had children. This is where the questions of loneliness comes. You might have heard that when couples are attending infertility treatment process, sometimes the couple is advised to get a pet dog or a pet animal. Now that is because the couples need to get adjusted to that particular inconfidence in them, that doubts in them, whether they will be able to bring up a child or not. Okay, whether they will be able to take care of the child or not. And that can lead to psychological infertility. So every physical examination, everything will be perfect. All tests normal, all hormone levels okay. But the inside unconscious doubts, whether if I give birth to a child, whether I'll be able to bring it up as bring her up or bring him up as a child, whether I'll be a good mother, good father. To overcome that, that kind of, one of the behavioral treatments is suggested. The studies suggest that in a large survey of pet owners and non-owners, attachment to pet was greater among childless couples than parents and greater among never married, divorced, widowed and remarried individuals than those in a first marriage. Now this is a very important finding. So the pets supplement or substitute for human connections to satisfy connection needs. And this is a very well-known, well-experienced truth. In support of a substitution role of pets, attachment to a pet was associated with less depression among needy individuals but only among those with few supportive confidence. Again, this is a research finding. Next slide. So what can be the beneficial effects? Now this is a very, all of us can say all these things: fulfillment, helps people socialize, provide companionship, they make you feel safe, helps decrease blood pressure in stressful situations, provide sensory stress relief, give purpose, helps add structure and routine. Actually one of the very old studies, this was a very old study, which proved that dog owners, the prevalence of hypertension was less. Well, that's an easy guess because if you have a dog, you have to walk. Now I see roughly around 60 to 70 patients per day, and all 70 patients, I tell them to do physical exercise. Hardly anybody does. Let's say around 10%. Who do consistent exercise, let's say consistent exercise. Because I say it's raining, I can't go, something at home or morning after do breakfast, so I can't go. So, when you have a dog, you have to walk for the dog. And that's how your physical exercise becomes very consistent and continuous. And naturally, you will run a lower risk for all the related diseases, heart-related diseases, so be it hypertension, cerebrovascular, everything. So that kind of findings are many. So they don't explore the emotional connection issues. They just look at the point of this particular. So if you have a dog, you will go for a walk. So walk is good for health. So it's a very easy study. But then the research has shown further and further, and all these things, fulfillment, helps people socialize. So if you have a dog, you go for a walk in the park, another person with a dog also comes, and then you talk. And that's how socialization becomes easier. Okay? Next slide. Increasing physical activity, I have already, and in today's world when we are surrounded by the machines and mobile phones, a living pet can be a great companion who can keep us moving. And that you would agree with me. Next slide. Reducing stress. Now, we should spend 1 minute on this. A variety of animals also provide pet-assisted therapy in hospitals and assisted living or nursing facilities. Now, this has been a reality in the Western world. Most of the hospitals, I'm talking about